Welcome again to the Purposes of God. I'm your host, Doug Krieger of the Tribulation Network. This is video number 17 in our special 29 video series on these prophetical subjects having to do with divine measurement and with the Temple Mount and many other prophetical topics. Again, this is video number 17. In video 17 of the Purposes of God, we're going to be discussing the measurements of the New Jerusalem, the moon, the earth, and the sun. This is part 1 within this series. The Almighty's use of the number 12 as the divine composite number of the New Jerusalem. And we'll find out that 11 verses 12 is a familiar theme in the Scriptures. We affirm it is correct to compare units of measure such as furlongs or stadia, 12,000 furlongs of the New Jerusalem's wall, as it says in Scripture, with feet and miles, given the measurement of the sacred cubit, and its direct calibration with the imperial British mile, inch, feet, and furlong. They are all interrelated. Feet are converted into miles, hence the one side of the New Jerusalem is, as it says in Scripture, 12,000 furlongs long. We would multiply that by 660 feet. 1 furlong is equal to 660 feet. Therefore, 12,000 furlongs times 660 feet are going to equal to 7,920,000 feet. So to determine the number of miles in 7,920,000 feet, we would of course divide by the statute mile of 5,280 feet. This would give us one side of the New Jerusalem is equal to 1,500 statute miles. That is again one side of the New Jerusalem. Now please note, 7,920 is the diameter of the earth in miles as well. Very significant. Now, these 12s convert the dimensions of the New Jerusalem into units of measure, feet and miles, and correlate with the sun, the moon, and earth's dimensions by design, even as we have pointed out that the diameter of the earth is 7,920 miles. That is significant because of the 7,920,000 feet equals to one measurement or one side of the New Jerusalem. So we could say that the New Jerusalem is a reflection as well of the sun's measurements. Now 11 is one short of 12. It is the ultimate divine prime number, that is 12, and it's antithetical to 12, that is 11, in that we have the 11 sons of Canaan versus the 12 sons of Jacob, and the 11th horn of Daniel in chapter 7, verse 8 and 20, and of Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, making the number 11, one short of 12. Let's take a look at the number 144. The divine product of 12 times 12 is equal to 144, or its sum, 12 plus 12, is equal to 24, or its quotient, 144 divided by 12, is equal to 12. Now, these 12,000 furlongs are, when manipulated by divine calibration, with the number 12. 12 gates having the names of the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 apostles of the Lamb, the foundations of the city, 12 angels, 12 plus 12 equals 24 elders of Israel and the church, the two groups of 144,000 in Revelation 7 and Revelation 14. 12,000 times the 12 tribes will equal 144,000, or the third set of 144 as 12 times 12 equals 144 cubits, the wall of the city of the New Jerusalem, Revelation 21:17. Again, No height or thickness are given for that wall, just 144 cubits. We believe this is reflective of Israel and the church together in the city, demonstrating the ultimate consummation as the woman, the Lamb's bride, as found in Revelation 21:9. God and man in eternal relationship. Indeed, God's masterpiece in creation. Is it any wonder, therefore, that the prehistoric worldview of numbers occludes 144 from the New Jerusalem witness? Somehow associated, says John Mitchell, with it, that is the New Jerusalem, is a wall of 144 cubits. This is found on page 21 of the Dimensions of Paradise. John Mitchell not having any idea why the wall would be considered 144 cubits. But thank God we do have an understanding as to why the 144. For it is, in fact, the number of the New Jerusalem, a number which, unfortunately, John Mitchell completely overlooked and could not figure out why. Measurements of the New Jerusalem, the earth, the moon, the sun, and the pillar of Enoch, also known as the Great Pyramid of Giza. The Revelation goes into great detail as to the measurements of the New Jerusalem, as well as a host of numerology contained in the Apocalypse. Is the city 4 square, cubical, or is it somehow related to the Great Pyramid in Giza, known as the Pillar of Enoch? Yes, it is interrelated to the monument to the Lord at its, that is, Egypt's border for the salvation of Hagar's progeny, Isaiah 19, verses 19 and 20. And he carried me away in the Spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me the holy city Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God. Revelation 21:19. The walls of the New Jerusalem. The city is laid out as a square. Its length is as great as its breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. Its length, breadth, and height are equal. Revelation 21:16. There you have a square there with 12,000 furlongs. If you will notice, if you count each edge, it will equal a total of 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, and 4 going up and down, or a total of 12 sides of 1,500 miles each. The area of one of the 6 squares of the walls, it has 6 walls, if you would, okay, of the New Jerusalem is, in counting its area on one side of its 6 sides, would be 12,000 times 12,000 furlongs, or 144 million square furlongs. Flat 12,000 furlongs is equal to 1,500 miles, and 1 furlong again equals to 660 linear feet. 144,000 times 1,000 years of the millennial reign is equal to 144 million. A picture of how Israel and the church, Revelation 7 and Revelation 14, the 2 groups of 144,000, will be a wall of protection for the 1,000 years of the millennial kingdom. Revelation 20, verses 4 through 6. Again, let's look at the furlong and the city, the New Jerusalem, and the sun and its relationship thereto. Now, 1/8 of a 5,280 statute mile is equal to 660 feet times 8 will give us a statute mile of 5,280 feet. And 660 feet, again, is equal to 1 furlong, or 1/8 of a mile. Every cube has 6 sides. up and down, left to right, front and back. Now the area of all 6 sides of this cube is 864 million square furlongs, or 6 times 144 million square furlongs for the entire cube will equal to 864 million square furlongs. The diameter of our sun is 864,000 miles. If we multiplied that diameter by 1,000, that is the 1,000-year millenarian rule and reign of the saints with the Son of David, it will equal to 864 million. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Matthew 13:43. The city had no need of the sun or of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God illuminated it. Revelation 21:23. Using 12 furlongs as a fractal of 12,000, we discover that 12 times 660 feet, the length of 1 furlong, is equal to 7,920, the Earth's diameter in statute miles. 7,920 times pi, of course, equals the Earth's circumference at 24,883.20 statute miles. The 4-square cube of the New Jerusalem has 12 measurement lines or edges. 5,280 feet is equal to 1 statute mile. Therefore, each of the 12 measurement edges on the cube equal to 1,500 statute miles each times 12 will give you 18,000 statute miles. Now, 18,000 statute miles times 5,280 feet in each mile will equal 95,040,000 linear feet. And 5,280 times 12 inches is equal to 63,360 inches per mile. Now, 63,360 inches times 1,500 miles will also give you 95,040,000, which is, in statute miles, the furthest distance the Earth is from the Sun at apogee. 95,040,000 statute miles from Earth to the Sun at its furthest distance from the Earth. These calculations are based on the measurements of the New Jerusalem. Therefore, the measurements of the New Jerusalem and from our Earth to our Sun have something very much in common. I doubt that anybody in their right mind could think that this is happen chance or an accident. No, this is by design, by the designer of both the New Jerusalem, the Earth, and our Sun. The miraculous fractal. This is our last slide in this particular video. The Earth to the Moon is based on the sacred cubit, that is, its distance. The distance between the Earth and our Moon is at apogee, that is, the furthest distance between the Earth and the Moon, is 252,000 statute miles. Yes, the Earth to the Moon distance reflects the sacred cubit of the 2520. Again, I'm your host, Doug Krieger of the Tribulation Network. We are now moving on to video number 18 in this special prophetical series.